Hi guys, welcome to my YouTube channel. I'm OlayemiGift. Like you already know, I'm your favorite tutor on relationship, marriage, and your life coach. So just enjoy today's episode with me, which is going to be first episode on essence of marriage season. I told you in my earlier video that there is going to be another season which is going to be on essence of marriage. If you are here to see that my video, I will appreciate you go back now and watch it, because it's going to be a lot of learning for you, especially in this year 2025. It's going to be my first episode of essence of marriage season. Key things that every married needs. Are you married? Are you preparing to get married? Are you still single and searching, or you are even single, you are not searching? This is important for you when you are ready to get married. So on today's episode is going to be on fundamentals of marriage. So it's just like when the scripture says, when the foundation is destroyed, what can the righteous do? So these are the foundations of wherever marriage, wherever relationship you want to build, that you intend that it should lead to marriage. These are the foundational things that they are key that you should take note of and ensure that it works for you to have a wonderful marriage. So enjoy the ride with me on today's episode, and let me unveil to you these fundamentals of marriage. Marriage is a unique institution. It's a beautiful place to be. I call it a place because it's a place that anybody will like to be in. It's one of the most amazing places on earth to experience. You know, when people say things like marriage is not an achievement, for me, I think it is. It's a great thing, but it doesn't mean that it is everything. It doesn't mean that marriage is everything. That is why I will never support anybody that feels like there is no life for an adult if that adult is not married. So marriage is beautiful, awesome, it's super amazing, but it is not everything, but it's a beautiful experience. So regardless, marriage is super beautiful. It's something to be happy for, and I wish it for everyone, even though not everyone will like to be married, or not everyone will even get married. But it's my utmost desire for everyone to experience this great institution. Marriage is beautiful. If there's anything I want you to learn today to understand, is that marriage is beautiful. So on today's episode, I'll be taking you on fundamentals of marriage. I'll be telling you key things that you need to build a solid marriage, that your children will later look at you and say, oh, you have a fantastic marriage. Even outsiders will look at you and say, your marriage is impressive to us. Your marriage inspires us. So that's what you are going to be learning in this episode. And number one is companionship. So companionship is fundamental when it comes to marriage. It's fundamental. I call it core feature of marriage. For me, it comes before any other thing. Companionship involves the sense of togetherness, mutual support and connection. You keep each other safe in each other's harm. In marriage, even times you don't feel emotional attachment, you should always see companionship. Yes, that's how companionship works. It's beyond just marriage. It's beyond just I'm in love with somebody. It's beyond just I'm in relationship with somebody. It's the reason why marriage is distinct from every form of other relationship. The two bear the burden of each other. I can confide in you, you can confide in me. The Bible said that they were both naked, but they were not ashamed. That's companionship. They were both naked. I'm not ashamed to tell you my weakness. I'm not ashamed to tell you that there's something bothering me. I'm not ashamed to tell you things I don't even know. I'm not even afraid to tell you how naive I am, because there's companionship. That's marriage. Even if I do not feel safe anywhere, I should feel safe with you. That's marriage. So there's no marriage without companionship. So for instance, I'm a very private person. When it comes to me, I have few people actually in my corner, and that few people, maybe they may not most likely know everything about me. I keep stuff to myself that you may even think that you know me, but still you don't know things about me. But with my husband, especially ever since I got married, I am extremely vulnerable, and I can say I'm proudly naked and I'm not ashamed. I feel safe with him. No judgment zone. Same with him. We are safe in each other's harm. There's absolutely nothing more beautiful than that you are safe. You understand that your spouse, you are safe with them. There is no secret when it comes to you and your spouse. That's companionship. I tell you that once companionship is missing in any relationship, called marriage, then there's no marriage. It has become something that looks like marriage. Maybe I should say a pirated copy of marriage, because marriage without companionship is no marriage at all. So companionship is very fundamental. It's fundamental that wherever any other thing you want to talk about marriage, okay, maybe we should, marriage is for love, maybe marriage is for children, all of those things that you want to say. For me, the first on the list of fundamentals of marriage is companionship. We find safety in each other's hand. We find safety in each other's abode. I'm not ashamed to call you my own. I'm not ashamed to speak my mind to you. I'm not ashamed to express myself. I'm not ashamed because I know you're not going to judge me. I know that if I can't tell other people things, I can be open to you. If I can't cry to any other person, I can cry to you. If I can't feel, there are times you feel not enough, that you don't even know who to tell it to. Maybe you are that super, other super kind of woman or superman that you like. Every other person thinks you are strong. Every other person says, this one, strong man. But when it comes to your marriage, you are vulnerable. You are open. Your partner can see you. Let me say, its companionship is a level of see finish. That you know that to you, see finish is even nothing. Because you guys helps each other to get better. So that's companionship. And once there's no companionship in marriage, take it with me, there's no marriage. So the number 2 on my list of fundamentals of marriage is something say it. Okay, I'll say it. Is love. Love. So you are familiar with this term. Everyone can say something little or more about love. I remember when I was a teenager, they usually would tell us something like, love is a strong feeling. We will even chorus it in class and say, love is a strong feeling. So, but I would say love is beyond feelings. Love is stronger. Most time is unexplainable. You don't even know why you keep loving this way towards this person. Everyone has little or more to say about love. So we are all familiar with love. Like, I don't know why my body, they do me torture for that person. That's what makes me know that, your friend will start telling you that you are loving this person, you are loving this person. So everybody, even a child, I love children that are being raised with love, that they easily express themselves to tell people that I love you. So it shows that everyone, one way or the other, knows what love is. But love, when it comes to marriage, it is different. It is different. It is unique. So it is intended for marriage that there should be love. It is intended for marriage. I need you to get this thing, that it is intended for marriage, that there should be love. I've heard strange things like, you don't have to love your partner, you don't have to do this. I've even heard things like, you don't love who you marry. You don't marry who you love. You love who you marry. So there are a lot of things about marriage, about love when it comes to marriage. But I'm telling you that love is essential in marriage. Please let go of that. Why blind date is possible? Blind marriage is deadly. You shouldn't marry who you do not love. Marry who you love and stay in love with who you marry. That's what I'm telling you in this video. Marry who you love and stay in love with who you marry. Love is fundamental in marriage. There will be ups and downs, mistakes, offenses. You need to be able to cover multitude of sin with love. You need love to be able to cover multitude of sin. You need love to bear each other. Imagine that you don't love somebody and the person is hurting you. You won't be able to bear it. That's why we see a lot of broken marriages everywhere, because there is no love. Love covers multitude of sin. You need love to be able to see that your partner is just right for you, even if the situation is not right. Even when it looks like I should just take a knife and just eat you or do something bad, love will say no, I can't do that. Another thing I will say about love is that although it may feel unexplainable, but it's always practicable. When it comes to marriage, when it comes to love in marriage, you may not be able to explain it, but it's always practical. Love is demonstrative. So always let your partner see love, not just by your declaration, but by your action. I have seen men that will be watching TV and wives sweating profusely in the kitchen, and they will see no reason to assist because they are trained or culturally wired to be in the kitchen. They believe that women are trained or culturally wired to be in the kitchen. So it's not their work, it's not their job to assist in the kitchen. That's not love attitude. You are not loving enough. So, and love is fundamental. A lover does not need to be told. A lover cares. He loves so much that he desires the comfort of the other person and the pleasure of the other. Never take love out of your marriage. It is fundamental principle of marriage. Nobody should take love out of marriage. No, even when you are considering anybody for marriage, please, love is fundamental. Don't tell me that you don't have to love who you marry. You don't have to marry who you love. You should love who you marry. Don't tell me that. I need you to get it in this video that you marry who you love and you love whoever you marry and you stay in love with the person you marry. Don't say I married because of money. No, love is important. I married him because I love him. I'm getting married to her because I love her. So I've told you the first one. I know you're saying it to me. I call the first one what? Companionship. And I said the second fundamental of marriage is love. So take a ride with me also to the third fundamental of marriage. And the third one is trust. Trust. Literally, trust can be said to be confidence and faith one partner has in the other person. Unlike love, trust is never sudden. It's earned. So, love can be a feeling. You just love somebody, you're just like, okay, there's something special about this person. So, unlike love, trust is never sudden. It's earned based on words, actions, and behavior of your partner over time. The question in the heart of anyone in marriage when it comes to trust is that is my spouse consistent in his or her words, actions, or behavior over time for me to be able to trust them? So trust is not like love. You need to make your partner see you to be trustworthy. It's earned. I can easily give you my love, but I cannot easily give you my trust. That's why one way to build trust in marriage is through honesty and transparency. If you need your partner to trust you, you need to be honest and transparent. We have a lot of marriages without trust. They are even common than marriages without love. There are a lot of marriages, there are a lot of relationships planning to lead to marriage that they will tell you that I love my partner, but I don't trust. I listened to one podcast recently. This is a marriage of a popular actor, and him and his wife, they were in a podcast, and he was asking the wife that, you trust me? And the wife said, not 100%. So something like that. We have a lot of marriages without trust. But when it comes to marriage, trust is fundamental no matter what people preach. And when I talk about trust, 100% trust. So you need to be transparent enough and honest enough for your partner to be able to trust you. So everybody in a relationship, in marriage, has the responsibility to ensure that their partner trusts them. So if you are saying that my partner does not trust me or something, look at yourself. Are your actions, behaviors, or words trustworthy? Are your actions, are your words, are your behaviors over time consistent enough for your partner to trust you? So when it comes to trust, is my partner consistent? That's it. Is their character, are they predictable enough for me to trust? That is why one way to build trust in marriage is through honesty and transparency. Be transparent. Be transparent, be honest. Your yes be yes, nay be nay. Is your partner. You are not married to your enemy that you can't express yourself to. Express yourself so that you can help build trust in marriage. Make a decision to always say the truth to your partner, no matter what, even though it hurts them or hurt you. No matter what, even though it hurt them or hurt you. Because it's better that we are hurt than we should be broken. Because when there's no trust, the marriage is broken. Forget that they are still called Mr. and Mrs. Never give room for a marriage with so-called love but no trust. You know the saying of, I love my partner, but I don't trust him or her. Never give room for that. I remember when my husband and I were courting, we agreed that we were going to be transparent and honest in all our affairs. We are going to be open. Like open, maybe I should say open your yash. Like, okay, no, I think that's somehow like open, like nothing, be able to say anything. It's become our slogan. Like everything, I will tell you everything, you will tell me everything. And that helps us to build trust. And I have a word for somebody today. Maybe in your marriage, trust has been broken. Don't give up. It is restorable. I've seen people that trust were broken in their marriage and they intentionally restored it. And now they have fantastic and amazing marriage. So don't give up. If you and your partner are ready to do the work, then you can build it again. You can always start afresh when it comes to trust. Make new commitments. Intentionally do away with actions that break trust. And you will see how blossoming your union will be again. Know that by nurturing trust, couples can build a strong foundation for a healthy, fulfilling, and a long-lasting marriage. Trust is fundamental. I'm telling you the real truth. I won't lie to you. Trust is very fundamental. So don't have a marriage without trust. The fourth one, which will be the last one for this episode, till I continue in episode 2, which is going to be another topic entirely. So the fourth one, which will be final on this episode, is intimacy. Yes, intimacy is fundamental. When it comes to marriage, intimacy is fundamental. And I'm going to be telling you what intimacy means. Literally, you can say intimacy means closeness, personal, and connection with something, emotional connection with somebody or something. So that's intimacy. So, but when it comes to marriage, it's just the same thing too. It means being close with your partner, being intimate with your partner. You should be super connected and glued and attached to your partner. Intimacy can be physical. It may lead to intercourse and it may not lead to that. I know when I mention intimacy, what's ringing in your head is intercourse. Yes, it's part of it, but it's not all. I know a lot of people that believe the only thing married people do is sex. That's not true. At least I'm legal to tell you that, because I mean it's not true. So in as much as sexual intercourse in marriage should be done regularly, it's not all that marriage is about. That's not all what marriage intimacy means. There are many physical intimate moments that includes touching, kissing, cuddling, even having conversation. At times, deep conversation. They are intimacy. It amounts to intimacy, and sexual intercourse too is intimacy. And all these things gives life to marriage. Intimacy can also be emotional. This comes with being emotionally vulnerable, emotionally open, sharing of feelings and thoughts. There are times that I just sit down with my partner and we communicate our fears, our worries. That's intimacy. I will always emphasize that get married to somebody whose mental state is compatible with yours, so that you both can flow better in emotional intimacy. There are a lot of marriages. A lot. This one is even common, that they are just married. There's no emotional intimacy with them because they can't share. Both of them, their mental state is far apart. So there's no emotional intimacy. You can't say things to your wife can't say things to you. They don't even understand. There's some people that you will look at the husband and the wife and you'll be asking that, did somebody force you guys to marry each other? Because you know that emotionally they are not compatible. The knowledge of the husband is far to the one of the wife, and so is the wife that is more knowledgeable, and the husband is just there, and you're like, auntie, why did you? It's just, to you, it's like you should beat the sister, like, why did you marry this brother? But it is what it is. But it shouldn't be. There should be emotional intimacy when it comes to your marriage also. Intimacy can also be physical. It can be emotional. So emotional is more of mental, like someone you are mentally compatible, intimate. You should be mentally intimate with your partner, and that's why you should look at the mental state of your partner. That's why if you are getting married, you are planning to get married, please look at the mental state of whoever you are getting married to, so that you guys can be emotionally intimate. And if you are married already, also look at it. How can I and my partner be emotionally intimate? Because emotional intimacy is vital. So you should be able to share your feelings and thoughts, and even shed light to your thoughts in dark moments. This is beyond the boy is fine, the baby is hot. Can I say something? Can you give me a reasonable response? Are you mentally hot too? That helps emotional intimacy. And this means that you should also pay attention to your own mental state, so that you will not be giving your partner emotional problem too. You will not be making emotional intimacy to be difficult for your partner. So you won't be mentally draining your partner, or you will not be mentally draining another person's child. So this moves me also to intellectual intimacy. In marriage, you should be able to have deep and meaningful conversation. It doesn't mean that there won't be fun or cruise moments. Cruise moments is even important in marriage, but there are times that you discuss intellectual things. So intellectual intimacy is also important when it comes to marriage. You solve problems together. Marriage is actually for two people coming together to make life easier for each other. You should be better off in marriage than when you were single. If marriage will not make you better, I think there's no reason for the marriage. And that's what intimacy does for you in marriage, especially when you have intellectual, emotional, physical intimacy. When all of these things is there, you are going to have a fantastic life. You are going to have a fantastic marriage. So, and another type of intimacy that is crucial for you is spiritual intimacy. Please never be married to somebody who is not on the same spiritual connection with you, because without this there will be leakage in spiritual intimacy. Like, I know before now that I can never get married to someone that is not born again, or someone that doesn't like to pray. Like, to me, it just means that it's over for the marriage. Because when it comes to me, I can pray morning, night, and evening, anytime. So I can't imagine getting married to somebody that is not born again, someone that doesn't like prayer or feel disturbed with prayer. There are some marriages that the wife cannot pray, the husband cannot pray. They will say, my partner doesn't like it. So I just understood before I got married that I should marry someone that is born again, and someone that likes prayer, that enjoys the things of the spirit. So that there won't be problem, because spiritual intimacy is also important. Both of you can rub spirit together as you are rubbing mind. It's not only mind they rub together, and it's not only body. You should be able to rub spirit too. So all this kind of intimacy is important for your marriage. Listen, please pay attention to this video, because it's important for you. Pay attention to every of the fundamentals I've mentioned, and also to this kind of intimacy that I've mentioned in this intimacy thing. Pay attention that you ensure that you have emotional intimacy, you have physical intimacy with your partner, you have spiritual intimacy and intellectual intimacy. And that will make you to have a awesome marriage. A marriage that is whole. A marriage that is perfectly built. It's not just a mirage. It's not just a something that looks real but not real. Married, everybody just see that you are married, but in the real sense, it's not married. So when these things I've given to you are not in your marriage, then there is no marriage. That's why I call them fundamentals. They should be there. There should be love in your marriage. There should be trust in your marriage. There should be companionship in your marriage. And your intimacy should be complete. Spiritual, emotional, physical, intellectual. So that will help you to have a whole marriage. A perfectly structured and wired marriage. All these kinds of intimacy are vital to have a well-balanced intimacy in marriage. For the married folks, listen and pay attention to this video, and ensure you put all the fundamentals of marriage that I've mentioned for you in this video in your mind, and put it in practice in your marriage. Ensure that all the fundamentals are in your marriage. Don't let anybody talk you out of it. Don't let anybody tell you that you don't have to marry who you love. No. You have to marry who you love and love who you marry and stay in love with whoever you marry. So get that from me today. Finally, on this episode, look forward to episode 2 on essence of marriage season. This season is going to be 4 well-loaded episodes, and one of it is the one you are watching right now, fundamentals of marriage, and the next one will be magical because you're going to be watching something on God's intention for marriage. I think there is no how I will be able to talk on essence of marriage without talking on God's intention for marriage. So I need you to join me in my next episode also to listen to what is God's intention for your marriage. Do not miss any of the episode when it comes to this essence of marriage season. And I know it's going to shape your life, shape your marriage, and make you the best that God wants you to be. To know more about love, relationship, and marriage, remember to join my community. The Love Examples. Link is in description to join. I am OlayemiGift. If you are seeing my video for the first time, I'm a life coach, a lawyer, relationship expert, and marriage counselor. You can also listen to me on Spotify and Apple Podcasts. I know somebody's excited. If you've been impacted by this video, ensure you like it, you share it to others to learn like you did, and leave a comment. Let me know how you feel about this episode. I want to know. I think it's good that I know how you feel. Maybe a feedback, maybe something you want to add. Just let me know in the comment section. Remember to hit the notification bell to get notification for every of my new video. Love you.